Alright there guys, and welcome back to Real Talk. Would you look at that, 2 videos in the space of a week. So, just like the last one, this one also, I thought of these 2 videos last year actually. I thought of the previous video I did and this one back in 2021. And I feel like this is a good time to talk about them. So, let's talk about Gen Z. Because I've made a video back on my main channel in 2019, very similar to this, what I talked about my generation, but let's talk about Gen Z a little bit more in depth. For those of you who don't know what Gen Z is people born between 1997 and 2002. Fortunately, I fit that criteria. I was born within that time frame. So I am part of Gen Z. I've made fun of it for so long, and that only to actually search up what years people were born in that make them part of Gen Z and realise, oh, I'm part of Gen Z. So I've been making fun of my own generation the whole time. Oh well. Because Gen Z is such a terrible generation, isn't it? It hasn't offered anything to the world, really. It's known for being probably the most offended generation ever. Like, God, how many people within this generation and the one below get offended over literally anything? And sorry if you can hear noise in the background, it's really damn windy at the moment. But yeah, this generation gets offended by almost everything. Because this generation getting so offended is why comedy in today is dead. Which is why all the comedians from back in the day either A, don't make comedy anymore, or B, their comedy nowadays is absolutely terrible compared to what it was back then. Another big problem with Gen Z is Gen Z are probably the biggest culprits that support cancel culture. They really are. Gen Z love cancel culture. They claim it doesn't exist, but then they weaponize it at every single given opportunity. Gen Z are the type of people to see something you did 10 years ago and call you out on it now as if you're the exact same person now as you were back then. You haven't changed whatsoever. They then are also the generation that tell you that people can grow, people can mature and grow, but then you attack people for things they did so many years ago, and they have changed since. Which is very hypocritical. Next up, and this is gonna fall a bit more into the video I made back in 2019. Have you ever noticed, especially among people in Gen Z, that nowadays people around the age frame, well, the age frame is from people who are 20 up until people who are 25 right now. People born in 1997 are all turning 25 this year, and people who were born in 2000 are all turning 20 this year. But a big thing, and this is an issue I've seen come so much, and it's an issue that no one actually talks about and thinks is an issue. It's, have you noticed the amount of people between, well, to the younger end of Gen Z? Have you noticed how many people in well, this is for the UK specifically. How many people towards the lower end of Gen Z in the last couple of years have been getting engaged? It's like, do you not want to actually have a proper relationship first? Honestly, someone I know last year started dating her boyfriend in August of last year. Within 5 days of the two of them being together, they were engaged. Yeah, not 5 years, not 5 months, not even 5 weeks. 5 days, not even a week. It's like, why are you all so scared of just being in a relationship? Why do you need to get to the next step almost instantaneously? And I've seen that this almost never works out in the end. There's an example that I actually used back in my previous video back in 2019. And since I made that video, I then got proven right on something. Someone I used to go to college with was dating a guy the entire time we were at college, and then broke up with him just after we left. Then she got with another guy. They got engaged less than 3 months after being together. They had a child together. And yet here we are and now that they're not together. Because early engagements then lead to early pregnancy. It's got to the point where my generation has turned getting pregnant before you leave your teenage years into a trend. It's literally a trend. Honestly, whatever the average age of pregnancy used to be, I bet you my generation has decreased it. I bet the average age has decreased for pregnancies since my generation started doing it. It's like, why do you feel the need to have a child so quickly? Because a lot of you, your parents are raising your child just as much, if not even more, than you are. And it's like, it's your child, not theirs. You are their child and they raised you. They should not have to raise your child as well. You chose to do this. Honestly, how many children that have been born, let's say between 2018 up until last year, 2018 to 2021, those years, how many children born in that time frame are gonna grow up without both of their parents living together? Because there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of children born growing up across the 2020s and 2030s without both parents together in the house. And this is the thing. So many times when people get pregnant at such a young age, is it legal? Technically, yes, because they're I mean, it's technically legal to be pregnant at 16 in this country because 16 is the age of consent. So technically 16 it's legal to get pregnant. As terrible of an idea that is. But honestly, getting pregnant at 17, 18 or 19 has turned into a trend because of my generation. They've made it a trend. And so many of these children are going to grow up without both parents in the house together. Are people just scared of being together and not trying to take it to the next step straight away? Why not enjoy your time together? Build as a couple for each other. It's very ironic that the guy who's been single all his life is the one saying this, but hey, that's just me. I'm having to do this a lot. I mean, Valentine's Day is in just over a week. But yeah, early engagements and early pregnancies do not go well. It's been seen enough times now. It's for me, at least for what I've seen of, I don't know, like people I went to school with who are now parents. Some of them, bearing in mind, either are younger than me who have done this. They're actually younger than me. For me, it's more common. I'm seeing that it's more common for a child for children born between the time frame I mentioned earlier. For what I've seen, it's more common that the child is not going to have both parents together than having them together. More children are going to grow up living with only one parent rather than both. And it's like, none of you are thinking this through. You're not thinking anything through. You clearly only care about doing this, don't you? And it's like, why the rush? Why do you have to get engaged or have to get pregnant and give birth so quickly? Do you need to prove something to anyone? Because the answer's probably no, you don't. There's no need for it. But yeah, that's just my little rambling about Gen Z and why it's such a terrible generation for all the issues that come from it. So that's going to be the end of the video. If you guys have enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and you might be wondering why there hasn't been any gaming content on this channel for the past 2 weeks. That's because I'm having problems right now trying to get gaming videos on this channel. For some reason, I'm not able to actually upload gaming videos to this channel at the moment, and I don't know how this has happened. But yeah, I'm not able to upload gaming videos to this channel at the moment. So there's going to be very little content on here for the time being. So it would be very greatly appreciated if you could all check out my main channel. That's where all of my content is going to be, and where most of it and where most of my time for my content is spent anyway. So yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time, catch you later.